Buen dia. Let's look at stem changing verbs now for preterite tense. If you remember stem changing verbs for present tense, there was some sort of change that happens in the beginning, this part of the verb, before you get to your AR, IR, or ER ending is called the stem. And so that's what we're talking about when we say that changes. It's that first part's going to change, in this case, in the preterite tense. So these are some really common words in preterite that change. And then I'll show you here how each of them change. So andar, which is like to go or to walk. The stem becomes anduv. So all you would need to do after that point, depending who's talking, who's doing the action, you would just add your ending there. Conducir, to drive, becomes conduj, with the J at the end. Decir, to say, becomes dich. Estar, to be, becomes estuv. Hacer, to do or to make, becomes is. Or is with the Z. This is just in the L, a usted form. So just in this section here, would you use the HIZ stem? Poner, the stem becomes pus. Poder becomes pud. Querer, quis. Excuse me, I don't think I said what these ones mean in English. Poner is to put, poder, to be able to, querer, to want. Then we have saber, which means to know, and the stem becomes sup. Tener, to have, becomes tuv. Traer, to bring, becomes traj. And we'll just put a star here because it does something a little bit different that you'll want to look into for ellos, ellas, and ustedes. And then venir, to come, becomes vin. These are the main stem changing verbs in preterite tense. Just know also that any compound word that uses this word plus another word, like we have componer, in preterite tense, the stem would be compus. So just know that if you see these in compound words as well in preterite tense, they will also undergo a stem change. All right, verb endings for preterite tense. So you'll see it's a little bit different here, okay? Mostly you don't have accents like you do before. So for yo, it's just the E. Notice it also doesn't change whether it's AR, ER, IR. So it's anduve, but it also would be dije. Iste is your ending for to. So if you were to say you made something, you'd say tú hiciste. Él, ella, usted. It's just an O. No accent. So he drove, condujo. Nosotros imos is our ending. Vosotros estáis is our ending. And then ellos, ellas, and ustedes oyeron. So to say they knew, ellos supieron. All right, let's go through just a few examples down here. So to say I drove, conducir is to drive. We first have to change our stem. So first part, conduj. And I want to say I drove, yo conduje. Next example, they have. So we're using tener to have. So tuv becomes our stem. They, ellos, or ellas. So tuvieron. Now she can. Poder is to be able to. So pud is our stem. Ella is she. So we add the o. Pudo. So this is just a quick look into stem changing verbs, preterite tense. Again, note the endings. They are different than regular preterite endings slightly. And then you'll just have to memorize each of these stems. And it's important to take note of things like how this stem can be different depending on who we're talking about here. And just to show you really quickly. So if I wanted to say, I made, you'd say, use that first one, is, as our stem, plus the e, ise. But if we were to say he made, we're going to use the hiz, is, plus the o, hizo, that's he made. All right, that's all I have for you. Please let me know if you have any questions at all. Y gracias por mirar. Adiós.